Many young adults, such as myself, probably have an idea of what tax is. It's money that the government takes from you, right? Well, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily cover the important details and specific parts of taxes that you might want to know. For example, when I was younger, I would love to play Monopoly with my family, even though I was too young to really understand how the rules work. One thing I did understand though was that my luck sucked when I played that game because my dad would always tell me, pay up because you landed on income tax, which I would pay, but I wouldn't actually know what I was paying for. Well, according to the IRS, if you fail to pay your income taxes, they can take your property, your assets, and in more severe cases, they can lead up to 5 years worth of jail time. So today we are going to learn what income taxes are. I will be discussing what income taxes are, what they're used for, and who must pay how much every year. Firstly, let's cover what income taxes are and explain who has to pay for them. According to Investopedia's article titled What is Income Tax and How Different Types Are Calculated, which was last updated on November 9th of 2020, the term income tax refers to a type of tax that the government imposes on income generated within their jurisdictions. Basically, what that means is if you have an income, you need to give a percentage of it to your government in the form of income tax. Now, let's find out if you owe any taxes. If you feel like you've missed your chance to pay your taxes and you're worried about going to jail, well, don't worry, because according to H&R Block's official website, which was last accessed on February 3rd of 2023, only if you are making over $10,000 a year and are under the age of 65, and do you actually have to pay taxes. Now that we have a general idea of what income taxes are, let's discuss what the taxes are used for. The way income taxes are spent by the government and the way it affects people is kind of complicated, so I'd like to cover it. Income taxes are typically used towards the same things all other taxes are used for, which is primarily funding the government so that they can provide us with their services. Some of these services include the free education system, highway maintenance, and the 911 emergency services. Their expenses cover services that are necessary but don't naturally make any money. Some examples would be jails and schools. No person directly pays jails to keep their dangerous prisoners in away from the public the same way nobody has to pay for public school. Even though these services don't cost us any money, they need to cover the price of their services. For example, the government would pay their employees, whether they're the teachers or the officers. Um, Fiscal Data's website, which was last updated on October of 2022, tells us that the US Constitution gives the Congress the ability to create a federal budget. In other words, the Constitution gives Congress the ability to build a budget that determines how much the government can spend on the upcoming year. This budget is later then approved by the president. The way presidents promise to spend taxpayer money is usually a big part in their campaigns because it's kind of a way that the voters can choose where their hard earned tax money goes. For example, if a presidential candidate promises to focus more tax money on school funding, that can help the presidential candidate appeal more towards parents who want their tax money to go towards that same interest. Now that we discussed what income taxes are used for, let's discuss how taxes affect people in different ways. It's important to cover how the tax bracket system works and to know when you're supposed to start paying taxes. According to Fiscal Data's official website, which was last updated on October of 2022, the government's main source of individual revenue is individual income. The government uses taxes because it's an extremely efficient way to make money, effectively using it for the people, by the people. In the first month of 2023, the government already racked up $1 trillion. As the Tax Policy Center's official website states, which was last updated on May of 2020, the federal individual income tax has 7 tax rates that rise with income. Each tax rate applies only to income in a specific range or tax bracket. In other words, the more money you make, the more you have to pay. It's important to know it doesn't matter what age you are. If you make the minimum of $12,950 a year, you need to pay income taxes. Of course, this changes with different factors, however. According to H&R Block's official website, which was last accessed again on February of 2023, if you're married, the minimum raises to $25,000 if you're married and filing jointly with your spouse. Another thing that can affect the minimum that you have to earn is if you're over the age of 65, where the minimum raises even higher. So today we learned what income taxes are. We talked about what they're used for and their effects on different people. We learned that if you fail to pay your income taxes, the IRS can take your property, your assets, and with more severe cases, giving you 5 years worth of jail time. Hopefully now you have a better understanding of how income taxes work and you'll be able to understand what you're paying for when you land on the income tax tab on Monopoly. I know I will.